think it's almost like a tradition now where they have to have that one Oscar movie that comes out in a limited release that has to do with like military and stuff like that. It doesn't actually get expanded till January. I mean, if you look at it, Zero Dark 30, Lone Survivor, American Sniper, it's kind of a trend now. American Sniper. So American Sniper stars Bradley Cooper. It's based off of a true story about this guy who's like the most efficient sniper in like the history of the military. The guy did 4 tours in Afghanistan, Iraq, the Middle East somewhere. And this movie shows what his life was like before the war, in the war, after the war. And one thing I really liked about this movie is that it doesn't glorify the war at all. I love the movie Captain America: The First Avenger. I have no problem with really cool, action-oriented war movies. However, I do like how this movie took like a realistic version of war and they showed it, like, the horrors of it. A couple scenes in this movie, you just watch it and you're like, oh man, that's messed up. Bradley Cooper was great in this movie. I was watching this movie and I thought back to like a couple of years ago, and I thought to myself, like, remember when Bradley Cooper was the guy from The Hangover? Well, he was to me anyways, and then, he went on to do Silver Linings Playbook, he got nominated for that Oscar, then he was in Guardians, he was awesome in that, and now he's in American Sniper. I really like how this movie shows the post-traumatic stress that war causes. It showed that while Bradley Cooper was at home with his family, he still wasn't at home. His mind was still off in the Middle East. The supporting cast was great too. Sienna Miller as his wife did a great job. One problem I do have with war movies in general is that a lot of times there's like one main character that I care about and then the other one's like, I don't know who they are. In this movie, Bradley Cooper has a brother, and you get to know his brother before the war. But once he actually gets into the war, I just felt like he was another soldier in the war. Lone Survivor, I felt the same thing. Spoiler alert for Lone Survivor. But when Marky Mark's crew is getting picked off in that at the end of the first act of the movie, I honestly didn't care that much. Like, I wanted to see Marky Mark survive because he's the lone survivor and everything. But everyone else, I didn't really care if they got picked off. In the same way, there's a lot of characters in this movie that Bradley Cooper comes into contact with. And a couple of them, like, they die in the movie and they're all, everyone's like choked up about it. But I'm watching it and I'm just like, which one were you again? And my main problem with this movie was that the pacing was really off. Clint Eastwood's kind of a hit or miss director. He did Gran Torino. I really like Gran Torino. He had Jersey Boys, which came out this year, which I didn't get around to seeing that. He did The Trouble with the Curve a couple years ago. Wasn't a fan. So he's got some good, he's got some bad, This movie, this is one of his better movies, in my opinion. But the pacing in this movie, like, it's really weird. It starts off and, it's building up to his first tour. It showed, in the beginning of his life, he's living on a farm, his dad showing him how to handle a gun and all that. Then it goes into, like, why he wanted to join the SEALs. And then the 4 tours. It spends a lot of time on the first tour. It spends a decent amount of time on the second tour. I don't think they showed the 3rd tour at all, and then the 4th tour lasts like 10 minutes. I'd say, as far as the runtime goes, it was a perfect length. They just had to figure out how to more evenly pace those tours. But I thought American Sniper was a really cool movie. It was a really intense movie. It puts you right up there in Bradley Cooper's position, like you're seeing some of the tough calls he has to make. You really feel like you are there watching him, and that was really cool. Clint Eastwood did do a good job of directing this movie. The pacing could have been a little bit better. I'm gonna give American Sniper a B+. I definitely recommend going and checking it out. I don't know if it's a movie that I'd rewatch over and over again, but I'm glad I saw it. Your favorite war movie of all time, whatever that movie is, comment down below with your answer for that. And thanks so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, you can, click subscribe, you can stay a while, and I'll see you guys next time.